The fishing building placed 2 days ago. It's time to check it out. I don't know what the harvest of these 3 will be this time. Pour out all the fresh Christian carp. Quantity is not bad. This is so much more delicious than ordinary fish. After all, longhair is already the 3rd time they have been charcoal baked. Still a popular way to eat with 3 Michelin stars. The leaves are cleaned. Golden crispy grilled western fish. A small fish is wrapped in 2 or 3 leaves. Not only do they eat well, I can eat. However, the rainy climate of the rainforest tends to cause a lot of trouble for hunting. Yen and Jotu committed a foul. Longhair needs to make corresponding countermeasures. He's going to make a whole set of defensive equipment. Shrinks and feathers. Trim out slender bamboo sticks. And a fan-shaped banana leaf. Ripped into small pieces. Walk up and down little by little with bamboo sticks. Wait until you add enough length. Then glue the 2 sides. At this point, the shape of the feathers has been initially fixed. From the inside, add on for support. Fixed as a whole, cutting off the extra brim. And then you make a fine closure. A sunny day shade. The Jianghu hat for shelter from rain on cloudy days has been made, and for the construction of Zoe. And the steps are basically the same. More than 3 hours of patient operation. A delicate Zoe still takes shape. No matter how hard it rains, you can also walk freely in the jungle. Longhair that is always busy. I haven't had a good bath yet. Today, he wants to enjoy the coolness of the mountain spring water. Cut 2 long bamboo poles. Cut a gap through the bamboo joint. Keep the whole root running through. Put the tail end of another bamboo joint. Cut out a few small holes. This will be a natural shower. Find a higher geological source of water. Secure the water inlet. A pipe that can continuously supply the mountain spring. It's already formed. Finally, install the shower. Now I can finally wash my hair. Don't talk about clothes. The longhair is in good shape. The next morning, longhair is still running for breakfast. But look up and forget. The wild fig tree is right in front of you. Climb up the trunk and pick a few. Although not fully mature. But the taste is passable. And it can also provide the body with adequate vitamins, supplement. The longhair returning to the residence is about to reignite the fire. However, he has suffered so far. The greatest provocation. A pheasant actually completely ignored his existence. And cooing around the perimeter of the house. Longhair carefully observed while draped in firewood. He was already furious. It seems that this pheasant is finished. I don't take myself seriously. We must catch him today. Find rattan to make traps. Chop out a circle that can be freely tightened and relaxed. Tie a twig in the middle. Come to the top of the residence. Through the smell and the swamp marks on the ground, judge this provocative guy. Possible location. Ingenious trap design. As soon as the pheasant's paw steps on the triggered branch, it will be tightened immediately. This time, a total of 3 places have been set up. Longhair, be sure to seize this unknown hole. Guys wait all night for Longhair to check the trap. However, there is no trace of triggering at the first place. Unreconciled Longhair will be angry. His anger was vented on the rattan next to him. He's a little discouraged. Continue to the next trap. A sudden surprise. As he got closer, he heard the sound of a pheasant. Swift attack. It's the guy who provoked himself yesterday. Hold down hard, no matter how he struggles. Check it out. See if there is any injury. The rattan is now firmly in place. Tie the paws of a pheasant. He can no longer escape. Arrogant arrogance shrouded in long-haired hands has also been completely extinguished. Return to the residence. Tie it to the bamboo pole in front of the door. This is actually a unique Yuani in the tropical rainforest. He looks like a domestic chicken, but there was a difference. The whole body of feathers is colorful. Very nice. However, he will stand trial for Longhair tonight. In a blink of an eye, the Longhair was already in this residence. Survived for a month. Just started planting cassava. Has grown emerald green branches and leaves. However, woven bamboo cages and fishing gear. It's all worn out. The rickety of the parents' house. He finally made a bold decision. He's getting out of here. Deeper into the jungle. Maybe this is the freedom of being a survivor. Half a day's journey. Longhair finally. The flat area of this quilt tree was selected. This will serve as the construction site for the new busa. Have enough bamboo sticks ready for strapping and putting. The foundation of this building is completely made of trees, clean and inclined. For big trees just right away. It just happens to be a side column at the 4 corners. And then based on that, we built a suspended framework. The orderly arrangement of bamboo poles, to close the gaps between them. Longitudinal laying of huge banana leaves. Not only can it improve the overall softness, and it can also effectively isolate the moisture on the ground. Finally, the bamboo pieces are woven into bamboo mats and laid. A spacious and comfortable bed tower. Just achieved great success. To the miniature roof. Determines the size of this shelter. Space on the left and right sides. It's twice as big as the previous one. So much waterproofing. Of course, the huge banana leaves are most suitable. Enough quantity. The inner and outer 3 layers are superimposed on each other. It took 4 hours. The overall shape is completed. But time is running out. Longhair has no extra time to make it. The wall of missing, after all, the consumption of iron. It also needs to be supplemented with food. Rope made of bamboo sticks goes around the trunk. Make a round hollow knot. It doesn't need surprises. As long as it's strong enough. The end of the rope. A stone with a certain weight on the binding. Remove the skin from the coconut. Expose the inner pulp. The scent he gives off. It can better attract squirrels to eat. Nuts under the trap. Finally, use rattan on both sides. Strips are tied into a round collar. Certainly, the collar should also be fixed to the rope below, so it's a hole. As long as the naughty squirrel comes to eat along the trunk and shed the fruit of the trap, then the round rattan collars on the sides, it will quickly press down due to the weight of the stone. So you can trap your prey in the branches. Same method. Long hair in the messy bamboo forest again. Set up another place. However, in order to ensure the success rate of this hunt, he set up another place on the ground. Ejection trigger trap. Longitudinal force snare. Whether it's a squirrel or a wild mountain rat, as long as you step on the trap, will be ruthlessly strangled. All 3 traps have been set. Long hair returned to the residence after the fire is raised. From the fall of night, it didn't take long. It's getting dark. Nearly 4 hours have passed. At this time, the long hair decided to go to the trap to check. Has been punished. A nice squirrel has been firmly pressed under the trap. The little guy suffocated to death. The weight of 10 pieces. It was decided that he had no room for escape. No more starving tonight. With this little squirrel, long hair not only eats well, that can eat well. Back to the house. Body hair. Can't wait for him. Decided not to go to the water's edge for cleaning. They're ready to go. Place the little squirrel lengthwise. Half an hour later, charcoal roasted fresh and tender little squirrels can be taken orally. However, the waiting time is always torturous. Long hair still decided to take advantage of this time. Go check it out. The last place above the ground. The trap takes the pot plate and sets off for cleaning. Again, a huge wild mountain rat. Hanging from the ropes. It seems that tonight is not just full. That's going to be too much. Continue to deal with clean fir trees. Still the same recipe. Still the same way. Remove the roasted squirrel. The mouse takes over the baking position. Burnt squirrel meat after a hard day. Looks even more delicious. A little taste. Then slowly turn the mountain rat on the fire. Bake until golden on both sides. Wait until the squirrels finish eating. Wild mountain rats have also been roasted and tender. Continue to gorge. A squirrel, a mouse. There's no way to describe this as satisfaction. The long hair faded away the tiredness of the day, slowly falling asleep. What a perfect day. Long hair wants to seize the opportunity, hunting as much as possible. Must be early. It is necessary to complete all the traps. So after a day of waiting, you should be able to harvest something at night. Still prepared a few mountain fruits as bait. Come to the place where there are traces of a mountain rat's touch. The ejected twigs are inserted next to it, gradually made into a rope. Valley abandoned is engraved in front of the circular snare. The long hair also shows the whole capture process. As soon as the mountain rat finds the wild fruit, like this twig, the result is natural, is obvious. Then he set up in the surrounding area. Stone foundation trap. Although the overall appearance is very simple, but it's really ingenious. Moreover, there are wild wildfires as bait, plus an accurate determination and answer to the location of the trap. The case will definitely have a richer harvest this time. One morning, all traps have been set. However, long hair can't rest yet. He has to go in non-stop. In the process of building a house, cross-woven hetero to create a tight underside. A wall with gaps in it. Such a design can not only block night wind, blow directly to the body, it also allows for adequate indoor ventilation during the day. Another whole afternoon. Finally finished repairing the interior walls. However, it was already evening. After careful consideration, long hair still decides to light a torch. Go check out the traps. This is a very dangerous thing to do in the jungle. However, hunger has increased, making him have to take such a risk. The first trap on the edge of the bamboo forest did not set off, but soon the second trap will pay off. A wild mountain rat has been thrown onto the bamboo. The third trap that follows, it doubled his surprise. This mountain rat is not only huge, and it must be more than half a gene. After all, even the elasticity of the branch failed to bounce it. Fortunately, the trap held his magic script firmly. Every trap immediately after that has a fire. The long hair is also an unstopped one. Until the number of 11 was harvested in a row. This is truly amazing. After returning to camp, clean the fur one by one. Put 5 pieces of priority smoked paper on the grill first. The 6 on the ground have to continue to the right of the crab. Row quadratic processing, tender mountain rat meat under the light of torches. Shown in alluring pink. Such a number seems doomed to sleepless tonight. After all the mice have to be roasted. It takes a long time. The largest one will be tonight's dinner. 30 minutes of waiting. Long hair first came to a thigh to satisfy the cravings, looking at the long hair biting, including this expression of enjoyment. It's been a hard day at this point. Finally got a complete release. 11 wild mountain rats captured 2 days ago. The long hair is about to vomit. This is the last one in front of me. It is cooked with banana tree shin. Although it was used by mice a few days ago. But in order to maintain sufficient physical strength, or do you want to eat this last meal completely? But it's time to improve the food. Tie on your beloved little trans mother. To go to the jungle, go find some simple little food. This is a multi-meter tall tree. His branches are covered with red wild valleys. This is a rare vitamin supplement. Although they have grown tall enough. But long hair climbing a tree is like digging for something. Reach the branch in a few minutes. Look at these wild fruits. Don't put it in your mouth. Just know it must be sweet enough. And it's very high in vitamins. This is exactly what I need at the moment. A whole collapsed building was picked in more than 10 minutes. Enough has been picked. Long hair will continue. Look for some other resources. Bow your head and explore carefully. You find something. There are traces of being ripped open on one of the floors here. The soil is also mixed with being bitten and the remaining residue, and there were clear proposals all around, although it is impossible to judge for the time being. What is it? But it doesn't seem like a small animal. Long hair bye for him. A rough guess of the route of travel. Decided to set up the hunting trap here. For this inability to determine size or breed of prey, a bone trap is the most appropriate. The material selected must have a certain strength. Hold it against one end of the upper trunk. Stuck it with a branch below. To achieve the perfect balance. As long as the twig is touched, the whole trap will be triggered immediately. Prey will suffer from constant lack of oxygen and slowly die. Long hair is also where prey may appear. A total of 3 places were set up. All that's left is to wait. The forest looks particularly peaceful in the morning. Today's breakfast is still the wild fruit picked yesterday. He's had enough. However, there is still a lot left. It would be a pity to throw it away. They can be recycled. After all, these are all natural girls. Come to the jungle. Branches with their own forks are inserted into the trunk. The wild fruit is placed below as the right ear. Branches that provide elasticity. Tie one end with a rope. Send the rope out while it is stuck. A circular ring that can be freely scaled. Placed in a specially prepared place for the spirit bird to stay, on the trigger. So as long as the bird lands on the branch, you will definitely be tied up tightly. But traps like this, it is best to follow a principle. That's the sky thing. Keep it as open as possible. Because only this, it will be easier for them to find. Thus landing. The trap set yesterday is not far away. After a night of waiting, maybe this may be fruitful. Long hair is ready to check it out. The first trap has been triggered. But no prey was seen. It seems that it is very likely the night breeze. Blowing the trigger. Reset it. Continue to the next place. The second trap is still intact. I don't have much hope for long hair anymore. This is the first time that Chongfa hunts a wild boar. Tie your legs together and carry them on your back while walking through the jungle. But what fate awaits him? But the surprises go far beyond that. Xinxin's trap caught another pheasant. However, immediately afterwards. But something unexpected happened. Take the little flower dog and continue to go deep into the jungle. A forest bird with yellowish feathers, hanging on the trap. Despite its small size, but it is completely fine to fill the gaps between teeth. The second trap that followed was punished. But I didn't get any results. This is a very rare thing. The little fellow who came here to steal food must be very smart. But the third harvest, it directly compensated for the loss. This is a largest bird of prey. It can be seen from the current situation. He used all his strength. Made a dying struggle. The ropes have all been robbed. And he tightened the tree system himself. Suffocate. It's a pity that all the traps in the future, there is no game. But just as he was about to return, but once again found clues to the prey. The ground here has traces of being dug up by the stand. There are also many similar shapes. This is obviously the work of a pheasant. Long hair will try to catch them again. Completely dried banana leaves can be used as a beverage material. Stack them together and light them. Burnwood ashes attract pheasants. It is their nature to throw away the grass ashes with their claws and look for insects hiding inside. Cut off a few more branches with leaves. The surrounding environment, rearrangement and disguise. At the same time, 2 front and rear channels are reserved. What long hair needs to do? It's at the intersection of 2 passages. Set up the trap for ejection. As long as you are attracted, that must be a one-way trip. The traps in both the front and rear have been set. He should also go back and take care of the spirit he just captured. The bird burned off its hair on the fire. This little bird is handled much simpler than other prey. No need to remove the internal organs and wash. Just pierce it with a branch. To ensure the tenderness of the meat and even heating, the best option is to rotate at a constant speed. Only 30 minutes. Delicious food to taste. Pull the wings. The tender meat is fine and oily, and you can put it directly into your mouth. Of course, you don't need to spit out the bones. After all, it can supplement the calcium needed by the body. The body parts should be bitten with big mouthfuls. This way you can enjoy it happily. Only 10 minutes. The long hair has already made 2 little birds, one big and one small. Destroy all of them. Dusk is over. Go to bed early. It can help him replenish his energy during the day. Consumed energy. After a night of waiting. Trap for catching pheasants. What is the effect? Long hair can't wait. It turns out that the waiting and hard work are worth it. The trap has been triggered. Long hair running fast. A pheasant has been trapped. Tie the claws tightly. For the arrival of long hair. Even though the pheasant has already let out a terrified roar. Still no avail. This is a beautiful hen. Slowly untie. Will he be killed or imprisoned? It all depends on the mood of Longhair. However, judging from the appearance of the destroyed plant ash, there are many more looking for food. He just had bad luck. But it's better than nothing. This hen is in very good condition. There are no signs of injury on the body. Return to residence. The Longhair had no intention of turning it into food. Instead, I chose to keep it as a pet. After all, only one more cock to catch. There will be endless possibilities in the future. He still needs to continue to the jungle. Look for other clues. The purpose is to catch another rooster. Carefully look for a piece of arched ground. Instantly attracted the attention of Longhair. This is not the work of a pheasant. The surrounding bushes have signs of being destroyed, and not far away on another ground. There are also obvious signs of collapse. This is a mark that only a wild boar can create. But to capture it, normal traps are difficult to complete. So, Longhair still decided to get the most stable. Where he might pass by, dig out a deep enough hole. It is the best choice at present. Just do it. Sharpen one end of the stake. Circle the pothole at the selected location. Size. The soil of Haozong is thrown out by hands. Deepening layer by layer. It took more than 4 hours to grow my hair. Finally, a round hole as big as a person was excavated. Pothole trap. These few steps exhausted all his energy. Fortunately, it is finally done. Exhaustion. Tattoo clay. He needs a break. To carry out the next work, put a few supporting poles above the hole. A trunk with adequate weight capacity, then cover with fresh banana leaves. In order to achieve better hiding effect, completely dry leaves are also needed. Camouflage and vision. After a night's rest, Changfa's strength has also been fully restored. We must hurry to check the trap. However, it was just at the edge of the trap. He suddenly started running. Because the trap's surface camouflage has been destroyed, as expected, there really was a little wild boar that fell into a trap. The little guy in the trap looked very frightened. Longhair is also cautious. He had to try to grab the little guy's hind legs. Only in this way can we be in such a fantasy pit. Subdue it smoothly. After more than 10 attempts, he finally caught the boar by its hind leg. However, the rights of wild boars are reversed. Height of the pit on the rack. This makes it impossible to lift the Longhair directly. This is the cycle of power. Wait until the Longhair is completely stable. Finally, the wild boar was pulled out of the pit. It took a lot of effort, but I found out. Father by my side. There is no material available for bundling. The helpless Longhair can only be the wild boar. Put it into the hole again. Found the wayward cane. The two ends are tied in the hole. Tie up all the little guy's hind legs. Now just mention the cane. You can easily lift the wild boar out of the pit. The screams of terror have spread throughout the forest. Longhair carrying wild boar. Happy journey home. Pheasants in bamboo cage. Seems to have been quite frightened. The frenzied and flapping wings. Directly pushed the stone on top away. And fled. Seeing this situation, the Longhair also directly revealed a confused expression, but it doesn't matter anymore. After all, I already have this wild boar. What does it matter if a little pheasant runs away? The Longhair tied the wild boar's hind legs more firmly. He had to quickly build a place for wild boar pigsty, but what I forgot was, he actually chose to use split bamboo strips as a material for building a pig pen. The back of the cabin is roughly circled. The bamboo pieces are separated by a rough distance, circular shape inserted into the ground. Finally, bamboo is used to inlay the wall. After more than an hour of operation, the pig pen has already done what Changfa wants. Completely finished. Put the wild boar into the cut vines. Cut down the banana tree next to it. Fresh banana tree heart. This is the wild boar's food tonight. A new day is coming. Longhair has not yet solved its breakfast problem. The priority is to feed the captured wild boars. Fresh banana tree heart. All cut into small pieces of stone. Poured into the pig roll. However, the little wild boar didn't seem to agree. A man and a pig smile at each other. Longhair also seems a bit helpless. After all, domestication takes some time. I still have to keep running around for food. Come to the jungle. Continue to look for clues of prey. A gurgling mountain stream. White feathers fell from the spider web on the shore. The beach is also covered with slender footprints. It seems, this should be some kind of water bird that feeds on fish. Hunting grounds. If you set a hunting trap here, that must be twice the result with half the effort. Prepare some branches for construction. Soft and delicate. Cannot provide fixed. Can be pressed with stones. The effect is just as simple. Ejection trap. The methods used. And the method is the same as hunting tenderloin. And then we put on the leaves as a camouflage. Place the round snare at the top. This time, a total of 3 places have been set up. And everywhere there was hunting. Marked edges. As long as you have enough knowledge of the situation on site, that's more than enough. He was overjoyed, holding a fresh tree in his hand. The heart is ready to feed the wild boar again. However, the cage is empty at this time. That's right, the wild boar just caught escape like this. Longhair is also hurrying to the surroundings, trying to find it again. But it's almost impossible. Anger has nowhere to vent. The thick plantain tree was also chopped down with a knife. However, the anger in my heart still cannot be avoided. Wild boar, by arching the gap in the fence. Escaped. And there are clear proposals on the ground. Long hair has been completely depressed to the extreme. The whole day is dripping. I don't know if I can sleep here tonight.